Total War Arena first released in February 2018. It currently sits as one of the highest rated Total War games on Google of all time, with 96% of users liking the game. That's more than Warhammer 1, 2 and 3. And yet, you can't play this game. This video right here is going to be the last ever footage of this forgotten game, and I'm going to be going on a quest to be the final player of Total War Arena. So ladies and gentlemen, grab yourself a cup of Yorkshire tea gold, as I am about to show off one of the most devastating losses of video game media that no one seems to know about. Total War Arena is a 10v10 arena fighter game where players control 3 squads of troops and lead them into battle, using their abilities and advantages to break the enemy's morale or annihilate them on the field of battle. The combat was arguably better than most of the more recent Total War games, with morale, positioning and unit type countering actually playing much more of a larger role, which is much better than the nightmare mess that is Total War Troy's 47 variations of Spearmen. It meant that regardless of the enemy's units, a good commander could use strategic tricks to quite simply outwit their opponent, and it was bloody fantastic. The game technically first came out in late 2014 in a closed alpha, and then proceeded to be added and taken off of Steam multiple times until eventually it was published by Wargaming in 2018. This didn't last long, as exactly 1 year after release, Wargaming closed it down. That's right, the game only spent 1/5 of its actual shelf life as a released game before it was axed, which is an absolute travesty. Now, of course, I played this game religiously in the alphas and betas, and I loved it, so when it was finally canned, I was devastated. But then a few weeks ago, I got a hankering to see if there were plans to bring it back. And to my surprise, the game had been back for over 2 years, but this time in China. That's right, NetEase had re-released the game, and Western players could play it too, provided they could navigate a Chinese-only installation process and deal with glorious Chinese server ping. However, when I attempted to install the game, I discovered only one simple blog post from the developers, announcing that the game was to be terminated on the 6th of May 2022! I had just under 2 weeks to somehow download a copy of Total War Arena, translate the game into English, make a working new account in China, and somehow get into a game. What followed is this bloody nightmare adventure. Okay, so of course, to download a game, you just find its website, then you find the download. Oh, wait, what the heck is this? I think we may have a problem. Now, congratulations if you can read Chinese, but for me, this basically meant from here on out, the process of downloading required a mix of luck and Google Translate. Now, after translating the page, it suddenly became clear in the dev's final blog post that when they said you can no longer download the game or make a new account, they weren't lying. All of that had been taken off the website. How was I meant to download the game and make the necessary account to play it anymore? Luckily, after translating it, I did discover 2 important things here though. The forum was still active, and at the bottom of the page, the publisher left some helpful mantras which I will now recite. Resist bad games. Refused pirate games. Pay attention to self-protection. Beware of being deceived. Moderate games benefit brain. Addicted to games hurt the body. Thank you, Chinese website, that was really useful to know. So with the discovery of the forum still working, I decided to hop onto it to see if they still had their account creation system set up and running. And lo and behold, it was still active. The developers had forgotten to take it down, so I could finally make myself an account. Amazingly, it accepts my email and details as valid and actually lets me make an account for a game that is no longer going to exist. So now it's just a simple process of actually getting the game itself. Without a launcher, I decided to get a little bit ingenious, and I realized that the developers would probably still have the installer on the website somewhere. It just couldn't be accessed via the normal means. So I scoured YouTube for videos of people installing the game, and lo and behold, in this video right here, for just 2 frames, there is a very blurry URL for an outdated version of the launcher. Now, I managed to guess most of the letters, and bam, it actually works, it loads up, and the launcher downloads. There's just one issue. The launcher itself is out of date, and it realizes that, so it tries to update, but it can't and just gets stuck. Right, okay, that's a problem. We need to find ourselves a more up-to-date launcher. Luckily, after just a few hours of Googling, I found a lovely German man who just left an entire Google document of the entire launcher and the game itself. So fantastic, we have the game's files, we have the launcher. I'm sure from this point on, it's just going to be a walk in the park. Or the launcher even loads up, and I can even log into my account, and it doesn't work. The launcher doesn't recognize that the game is actually installed, and when you then try and fresh install the game, it gets stuck at the final 98% mark and breaks. At this point, I was devastated. It looked like there was nothing I could do to get this game to run, so I decided to call in some favors and reach out to the developers at Creative Assembly directly to see if they had an internal developer build I could use, and after a few days of them looking around for one, they concluded it was all gone and they couldn't do anything. Well, if not even the original developers have a working copy and the Chinese developers now actually fired and also an entire language barrier away, then I think I might be just a little bit buggered and this lost game will well and truly be lost for good. Wait, what's that angelic fanfare I hear building in the background? Oh my, is that the Messiah himself? Why, yes it is! It's Evo Lost Gaming, a UK-based content creator whose channel began from Total War Arena and is now focused on Conqueror's Blade, a modern spin on the Arena idea. Now, I reached out to him originally to see if he had a working copy of the game, as maybe I could buy his PC off of him and then actually play the game. But luckily, he had one thing better. After a few days of back and forth and experimentation, he managed to not only update his old launcher, but also work out how to get the launcher to detect the existing game files. By randomly pressing these Chinese characters, we found a way to add the game to the launcher, and after a quick patch and the selling of my user data to the Chinese government, the game is ready to launch. And here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We're in Total War Arena. All it took was about 6 days of work near non-stop trying to get this thing to run. And here it is in English, and I can actually play the game. This is absolutely fantastic. It is everything I've missed from the game. It is glorious. We can play as any of the wonderful commanders. We've got all of the factions here. We've got the Greeks, we've got the barbarians, we've got Carthage, and of course the new Chinese faction, which is horrifically overpowered if I remember correctly. They have access to these repeating crossbows which fire way too quickly and will basically wipe out infinite units. But my goodness, look at this tech tree. I can't believe all of this is going away. All of this glorious game, never to be seen again. Now, Total War Arena, in my opinion, had some of the best battles of any Total War game for many specific reasons. Number one, unlike modern Total War games, morale is much more important. Positioning is much more important, and also the rock, paper, scissors of combat, it's all there. You're not mashing 1000 variations of melee unit against another 1000 variations. Nope, it is just this dude is on a horse, he is weak to a spear. This person has a spear, they are good at killing horse, and then you just basically mix and match. It was really good combat, especially when you add in these commander abilities like, say, this barbarian dude here, whose special ability when you get to tier 5 is the ability to disguise himself as the enemy. Or at tier 1 he has really good momentum, meaning charges are better. But of course you can just play as different commanders and get different abilities as well. It was a really fun game because it didn't just stop there. You also had abilities trees where you could actually upgrade your commander's abilities even further. You can make all of your troops that are led by you even better and run faster and do more damage. It is just absolutely fantastic. I love this game and I can't believe they're going to get rid of it. But hey, I think we do one quick game against AI. Just one really quick game. Come on. Oh, we've made it into a game. Here we go. We're loading in. The server has got our message and we're in. Oh, yes, here we are. Oh, it's fantastic. We've got all of the AI on the left. There's also going to be 10 other AI armies on the right. And we basically get to pick where we deploy. Now, of course, we're cavalry. So sure, we could deploy in the city, but that's actually not as much maneuverability. So we're going to go on this right flank here and use our shock cavalry to just hopefully charge down the hills into the AI, maybe run across these lovely fields here. Oh, it's fantastic. All right, there we go. I've got my deployment position in. Let's go. And we're in, ladies and gentlemen. Here's all of our lovely forces. We're going to move them up forwards and we're going to take our initiative of additional speed and hopefully get an early drop on the enemy. We can also hide in these forests, which is important, and charging downhill is also important because momentum is huge in this game. So it is actually potentially a good idea to hide in these trees where I'm nice and disguised and then just charge my way in. What are my abilities? I've got cavalry charge to boost away movement speed. I've got momentum that just allows me to build up speed. Vision was also another huge aspect of this game. Like, you really needed vision on the enemy. There's AI forces behind us. Oh my goodness, there's loads of horses behind us. And they're routing our peltasts. No! Oh dear, I didn't assist my AI friends. That's fine, I can save these ones. These are swordsmen. Swordsmen we can help with. So we're going to activate momentum. And then when we get close enough, we're going to drop in a cavalry charge. The issue is we're in a light forest, which is really going to hamper our speed build up. That's okay. We're pulling in close. Activate cavalry charge. In we go. Look at the damage. Look at the damage done. Yes, yes, oh yes, oh yes. Now we're going to be able to do good continuous damage here to the AI. We've broken their morale, of course, because no one likes getting charged in the rear. It really upsets you. So we've got Total War Arena up and running, thanks to a lot of hacks and a lot of Google Translate. But Total War Arena isn't really designed to be played solo. Sure, I can get a crazy UK-based content creator to play with me, but could I get a normal person to do it? A real run-of-the-mill average Joe? A default human with no special skills or qualities? Someone who will dedicate their entire life working for free as an intern for me? Yes, if I could get Connor Brow to run it, then surely I could get anyone to run it. Now, he has to go through the exact same process as me, translating the website, getting the launcher from a suspicious link, sending his data to the Chinese government, and sure enough, even my unpaid intern was able to get the game up and running. And with all that done, we were away. Ready up, Connor, let's go in the game. Because the game's getting cancelled, they lowered all of the XP requirements to 1 XP. So you've got 2,000 free experience. You can technically max level everything right now. I'll play as the barbarians, I think. I've got some cavalry. We can support each other.
I just have peasant rabble, don't I?
Yeah, you have peasant rabble, but the peasant, because you're playing the Chinese faction in this game developed by Chinese developers, all of the Chinese units horrifically overpowered. Absolutely absurdly powerful. Ooh, Thermopylae. Look at this map. Okay, so this is it, Connor. Where do you want to deploy? Do you want to go on the top row or the bottom? Cool. Go for the other lane. Go for the other lane. Look at the penis I'm drawing on the map. I'm having to cavalry charge cavalry, which is not effective, but had to be done. Oh dear. What cavalry do they have? Oh no, they've got overpowered Chinese cavalry. Run! Run, my men! Run! Flee!
Backup coming.
Make sure to use all of your abilities. Your commander abilities are horrifically overpowered. I'm now going to try and flank around the rear.
What do these do?
The abilities, generally just really good damage. But as you can see, your units are standing strong against them because, you know, they're infantry and this is shock cavalry. Oh, there's some exposed spears here. Oh, there's some skirmishers.
Well, these horses are almost dead, so I'm gonna be coming. Actually, no, there's a low threat. Something or other coming.
I've exclusively charged spearmen and it has not gone well. I thought one of the spearmen was ranged units and they were not. Cavalry charge, Connor. Look at that, back attack.
Oh my god.
Oh, slammed in the rear. Use your dragon strike. Yes, you've routed them. You've routed them. And I'm going to get charged in the back as well.
No.
Which is not good. That's going to break my morale. We've created a man sandwich.
This is just a mess of bodies.
It is. Some of my men have routed. I get to at least try out the respawn mechanic now. We've done a splendid job. We're ever so slightly pulling ahead of them.
How can you see? Oh, at the top. Okay, I'm blind.
So the game didn't used to have a respawn mechanic, but it does now, which can make the battles a lot longer. The battles used to take about 7 minutes previously. I've had battles last 30 minutes. Charging peltasts, yes, yes. Oh my goodness, look at the kill feed. Look at the kill feed. Oh my goodness. They were not ready for that. Horsey stomp. Oh my goodness, yes, I murdered them. I absolutely murdered them. Alright, I'll even send down some cav to assist you. I'm going to see if I can pull off another flank with these horses again. Although actually it doesn't look necessary because I think we've pretty much broken through these horse lines. So I'm going to see if I can charge.
There's lots of units that I can see in the distance. Oh, that's you. That's you fighting them.
It's me fighting them, yeah. They've got a whole bunch of slingers back here. But I haven't quite been able to kill them. But I have slowed down their reinforcements.
And you pulled some of them back. Okay, no, they're coming back towards me now.
Oh, rip, my commander has been murdered, but that's okay. He couldn't live forever, and he also wasn't very useful.
We're ever so slowly moving forward on this.
I was able to actually execute a charge there, technically, on paper. Oh, I found even more lovely pelters to murder. Oh my goodness, Connor, we're doing the damage. You are up to 100,000 damage done. There is a natural, like, movement speed mechanic here, so the faster I'm able to build up speed, the better. Right, turn around my men. Get that momentum going. Build up some speed. Okay, and then charge begins. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Yes!
Oh.
Glorious rear charge. Yeah, I think this is just in the bag. I'll go charge some of that stuff in the bag.
It's too late. They can't do anything.
There we go. GG.
Yay.
Whoa. There we go. That was very good. We did fantastic. We did amazing, Connor. Right, now you should be able to level up your units so that they're tier 3. And then, in order to do a human versus human game, we're actually going to need to get more humans in on this. So, multiplayer worked, and it proved to me that this soon-to-be dead game is way better with friends. And it was sad. It was so good with just 2 players, but it was designed to be played with 20. With such a ridiculous effort just to get this game up and running, we could never achieve a critical mass of 20 players. Sure, I could run Total War Arena and even do a multiplayer game, but with so many hoops to jump through for a proper no-limitations multiplayer match, it seems like I'll never really play Total War Arena again. Unless... what if we tried? Could it really work? Could we get 2 full teams of 10 into a game and give it one final farewell party? Where would we even find this many people? How could we find people with an equally enthusiastic love of real-time strategies, multiplayer chaos, and exploiting systems? If only there was a way to find all of these people in just one place. Oh wait! My own Discord, ladies and gentlemen! And thus, with a few calls to actions from my trusty unpaid intern, dozens of exploiters were busy getting a brief lesson in the Chinese language. Keep going along, and I'll tell you which one we want to do. If you keep going, there's one with like a river straight through the middle, which is really cool. Rubicon, there you go, Rubicon. You can go on the water. The issue is you get debuffs for being in the water, of course.
Is there a reason why the chat has a die 100 roll function, or?
If you're playing D&D in a Total War Arena private lobby, you need that dice roll function. Yeah, Evo Loz is playing Alexander the Great Hammer and Anvil Cavalry, so... Alright, everyone ready up and let's go into a game. Let's do this. Once again, see you guys at the end of the game, Team 2, have fun.
Which side is the city side here? Which side is the city side?
I don't think it's all low fields, so...
Yeah, it's all fields, there's a river through the middle. C is like slap bang in the river and is the main contested point. E is kind of like on a raised hill, so is D. Nice. A penis! Thank you. Y is cock and balls. You know Y is cock and balls.
You can do formations around the edge of cliff.
Yeah, of course you can. It's actually incredibly necessary.
So cool. Oh my god, the dogs are so fast. What the fuck? They are so fast, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, they're bulldogs.
I think we should actually be able to take C. We've really weakened them. Okay, take C and then we're going to push on their base, okay? Like, we're just going to play this hyper-aggressive. Take C. Okay, once we take C, move up straight onto their base. So, Sol and Flame Mage, your ballistas are doing more damage to friendlies than they are to the enemies. Just beware.
Well, that was stupid. I just realized I was on the wrong team. Hello.
It's nice to know I have all of the smartest players on this team today. Yeah, C's looking... They're putting all of their focus onto C at the moment, so kind of take E whilst they're doing it. I'm gonna commit my infantry to it. Okay, I'm just gonna sit a Testudo formation in front of all of their range units to absorb the hits.
Okay, it doesn't look like anybody's on E.
Oh, E should be free.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think I've got a free cap.
They don't know what to do with the Testudo.
Okay, they're trying to cross the bridge on D again.
Yeah, pin them on C, or try and apply pressure to their base is actually worth it. But putting pressure on their base takes the pressure off elsewhere. Oh my, the brave holding of my men did so well. They held for so long. Oh, Lixnix just got charged in the back. No. Yeah, we're doing really good in terms of map control. Oh yeah, put them on the base. Yeah, also try and body block their entry into the zone. So Lixnix, Testudo up and just like literally block people on the entrance. So this is going great. We've got control of the enemy base and we're stopping them from entering with the sheer mass of our troops. We managed to outplay the enemy with superior positioning and teamwork, protecting the flanks of our ranged siege units and sniping their ranged support. All in all, it was a great battle with some high stakes back and forth. I almost got outflanked a few times, but the teamwork was phenomenal. We got to play a bunch of games before before this and after this battle, and honestly, it was some of the most fun I've had gaming with my fans in a very long while. And this right here, ladies and gents, is the final game of Total War Arena ever played. The game closed down at 4 in the morning on Friday the 6th of May UK time. So in order to be the last ever player of Total War Arena, I decided that instead of having a healthy sleep schedule, I should instead play a bunch of battles of Total War Arena. And I hopped into the game against just AIs and played right up until the servers stopped responding. The world came to a standstill, and finally, for good, Total War Arena died. There is something surreal about watching something that you could interact with permanently go away, and the emptiness that is left in its wake. But the real upset is knowing that no matter how much you might want it to, this game is never going to return, and it can never be played again. So there you have it, the very last game of Total War Arena ever to be played. It goes to show that if you try hard enough, truly believe, and install some very dubious patches, you too can resurrect a game that should have died months ago. And it was worth it. There's been nothing quite like Total War Arena. Some games get close, but this is truly unique. It was the best of its kind. But alas, it seems the market just couldn't support it. Now to me, that's really sad. Archiving games, of course, it sounds boring, but it's very important to make sure that we're able to point to the history of art and media and say, hey, you can give that a go yourself. For offline games, that's pretty simple. Even if digital distribution means that some publishers like, say, Ubisoft try to make games like Driver San Francisco unavailable forever, you can usually track down a disk image to replicate the original experience. But for multiplayer, that's much harder. Take Halo 3 on the Xbox 360. The servers are shutting down this year, and sure, you can play the maps and the overall game in the Master Chief Collection, but the experience is fundamentally changed no matter how many classic mode sliders you have. And just this month alone, Ubisoft took down the servers of over 90 games from the Xbox 360 and PS3 era. It's a huge list filled with some absolute classics. Wave goodbye to multiplayer Just Dance 2014 through to 2018. You can say goodbye to Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2. Now these should be available for people to play in some way, just as it used to be. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Are you running down the clock on a multiplayer game that's on its final legs? Which game would you do anything to get back online? And if you've got a game that's nearing its death with developers threatening to pull the server, let us know. Go into the comments section and just maybe, together, we can do something to stop it happening. Because if we can temporarily resurrect Total War Arena, we can bring anything back. You never know just what we're capable of. Anyway, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this very, very special video of mine. I truly want the memory of Total War Arena to be shared with the world, and if you want to assist me on that goal, then please do like the video. It does massively help us out. As always, a huge thank you to the patrons and VIPs who joined us for the recording in this video, and also pledged very generously to us. Thank you very much. And if you sat there wondering what video to watch next, look no further than this one on screen now, hand-chosen by myself. Alright, I'll see each and every one of you in the next one. Have a lovely day, and goodbye for now.